Hi, this is Nathan Helms, and this is my final screencast for ATM 101. This week we had to look at previous weather data from Kotzebue and interpret it for ourselves. So this is the first week, January 27th to February 3rd. We are supposed to look at these temperatures and draw some meaning from it. Here we can see that during the first 3 days, the temperature stayed roughly the same, around the -5 degree mark. It shot up to the tens, maybe 12 degrees, and then promptly dropped down to -20 again for a day before finally rising up into the teens. So kind of up and down weather. However, it brought the average of the temperature to be pretty solid straight line, so I guess it couldn't have been a worst week for them. Here is the dew point and relative humidity for that same time period. We can see that just like the temperature, it stays relatively the same for these first 3 days, rises up and caps just like the previous temperature, drops down for that one day, and then rises back up again higher than before, just like the temperature did. For relative humidity, it did follow dew point fairly well, except for this dip. And going on to the next week, March 22nd to March 29th, uh, not as not as drastic of changes as the previous week. Here we can see it starts at -15 and kind of mountaintops all around for the week, anywhere in between -20 and -5, nothing really warm until the 28th, where it starts to climb and gets up to 15 above, surprisingly. Just over the course of 2 days has a 30-degree temperature change, and these last 2 days really skewed the average temperature to right above zero, which if we were to take out these extreme outliers, I think the average temperature would be much closer to 12 degrees. So those last couple of days really messed with the average. Looking at the dew point again, we still have kind of the same thing. It's following the temperature. We have our peaks and valleys all the way through until these last 2 days, and the dew point temperature really starts rising. With relative humidity, we have fairly much, or pretty much the same thing, peaks and valleys all the way through, and starting to get a small climb there at those last 2 days. So this time it did actually follow the dew point, which is interesting. Oops. Alright, so here is the weather maps from that initial week. Let me just get that day so I don't misquote. The 27th through the 3rd of February. So here is the weather map for January 28th. Here we can see, here's Kotzebue, for those of you who don't know. It's pretty much dominated by high pressure systems, and got some low pressure systems down around the Aleutian chain, down in the near the panhandle here, and so going to be drawing wind down from Arctic regions across Kotzebue and going down south, so it's going to have northers, if I am remembering that correctly. Then when we get to the 31st, so we're skipping some days here, we can see that there's actually a low pressure system over Kotzebue, and kind of scattered highs and lows all the way around here. Still have some lows down south here over the oceans, lows down near the panhandle. So that strong high system was broken up over those past few days. So you can see here on January 31st, we were starting to get some pretty high temperatures there, probably due to that thick cloud cover over Kotzebue and precipitation holding that heat in. Then when we get to Friday, February 1st, we're right back to that high pressure systems. low pressure systems down south, got a high pressure system over Canada, and a low pressure system further out. So once again, we're going to be drawing cold air down from the Arctic regions over Kotzebue, and jumping back once again. Sorry to keep doing this for again to you guys. That's where we're seeing those low temperatures again. So pretty well explained by these weather maps. Then here is from the March weather. We can see low pressure systems pretty solidly in central Alaska. Low pressure system down in the ocean once again, except the Aleutian chain now has a high. Highs in Canada, highs in Russia. It's going to be drawing wind in towards Kotzebue. Then when we go to the next one, March 25th, we still have those highs over Russia. Low pressure systems have developed all the way kind of along southern Alaska's shores here. Going to be drawing winds over across Alaska from Russia. So that would definitely affect our temperature, probably make it a bit cooler as well. Then finally on Friday, March 29th, we see there's a low pressure system over Kotzebue, precipitation, heavy cloud cover, high pressure system over Canada, high pressure system from the south. Could be drying up some warmer air from the south into Alaska, trying to fill in some of these low pressure systems. So let's see if our surface air temperature matches that. So yeah, we can see there on the 29th, things started getting really warmer when we had those low pressure systems over Kotzebue, cloud cover keeping in heat. It was really helping everything out. So now with the investigation questions, I think I answered most of them. Let me just double check here. Yes, I believe I did. If you are aware of anything that I missed or would like to ask me any questions about my screencast, you can do so in the discussion board for class. And I wish everybody good luck on the final and hope you had as much fun in this class as I did. Thanks.